Any questions? Okay, so we can directly now relate it to your piece, your paper, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so the with your assignment, I give you the assignment outline and I give you the rubric. So you can actually mark your assignment and have a good idea of what your mark's gonna be, right? Some people are a little bit lazy and they get a lot of marks taken off. They're lazy because they don't use spell check. They don't use grammar check. If there's a red squiggly line underlining something that you've done, you gotta use spell check. If there's an error, you gotta use grammar check, okay? So a lot of students get marks. So all that is telling me is that you're not focused enough and diligent enough on your work to click a button that says it has a check mark, right? That would help you. Or you won't take 5 to 10 minutes to look at the marking rubric and look at your paper marking, right? So we'll go through the outline first. Use a trans-theoretical model to explain where you are in terms of making a change, okay? Now if I look at the rubric says, I'm gonna get marks for introducing the theory, defining the theory, and giving a descriptive outline of it, and then applying it. So, what do you think my topic sentence should be?
Trans theory.
Yes. The trans-theoretical model is, and I describe it, right? Describe it, describe it, describe it. Then, what do you think my next thing is gonna be?
For this one, we can use I. So
Yep, you can use I, exactly. I am at stage whatever.
because blah, blah, blah.
Because, blah, 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 exactly. Now, the next part, so that would be a whole paragraph, right? So the trans-theoretical model has how many parts? 5 parts. So you're gonna do trans-theoretical is this, part 1 of it, part 2 of it, part 3 of it, part 4 of it, part 5 of it. I am at stage 3. I'm at stage 3 because blah, 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 blah. Next paragraph, okay? Motivational theory. Use one motivational theory to identify methods for helping yourself make a change. Now, I go to the rubric. It says introduce the theory, define the theory, apply the theory. Okay? Topic sentence.
Same as before.
Yeah? Right. So I'm going to use self-determination theory. I will use self-determination theory to outline how I will stay motivated. Throughout this process. Then, what's the next sentence?
The self.
Yes, the self-determination theory has three parts. Part 1, part 2, and part 3. Now apply it to yourself, right?
I had some difficulty to find a strong reference
For self-determination theory?
Yeah, peer reviews or something like this.
Yeah. For the sake of this assignment, you don't have to do peer review. Okay? Because it all depends on where you're going. For you, are you bridging? Are you bridging? Are you doing a degree after this? No? Don't worry about it. If you're gonna go into university, then you're gonna be dealing with peer-reviewed stuff, then look up peer
I
review.
already have, so.
Right. So, do you know how to search through the library, the Humber Library? If you search, you can find it if you search through the Humber Library.
No, yeah, I searched, but as I said, it's like nothing that I really convinced me.
Right. If you find anything quoted by Deci and Ryan, probably 2000, that'll give you a whole thing on
so
self-determination.
Maybe it was because I was searching for things like 10 years ago at maximum.
Maybe. Yeah. So if you search self-determination theory, if you do it in Google right now, it'll say Google Scholar. Will probably bring up a paper by these two.
Okay.
And if you look at that paper, you can find.
No, I was searching for new things.
Yeah, no, it's an old theory that still carries.
Okay.
So, 3 components: autonomy. What's autonomy? Relatedness, and then competence. Okay. Autonomy.
Oh yeah, 2000.
Showed up?
2000. Yeah.
Yeah, 2000. So you can define. Say what? You found 2008? Did you? What's
2000 year self-determination theory and the facilitation of intrinsic motivation, social development, and well-being.
Yeah.
Richard Bryan and Edward Deci, American psychologist. 2000.
Yeah. But you don't have to do that. That's a thick paper. I know that paper. If you find a website that has quoted them, you can do it. That's fine. Okay. For the sake of this paper, I don't need you. You don't have to do 10 hours of peer-reviewed research. You can. Yeah. You don't have to. Are you bridging? No, you don't have to. Okay. This was a third-year university class. I'd say yes, but that's not what this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did a lot of this in my degree.
Yeah, so that's why your mind automatically goes there.
Yeah.
Right? No, this is not like it. That would take, to do this whole paper like that would take you about 6 to 10 hours. But it shouldn't. Paper should take you 2 hours max. That includes everything in terms of proofreading everything. I don't think it will take you 2 hours because as you can see, we're writing now. So autonomy. I will use autonomy by telling myself, if I can control, I'm cutting back on smoking, if I can control and change my smoking from 5 cigarettes to 2, I'll be exercising my own control, my own power, right? That's fulfilling self-determination theory. If I start to hang around with people who are trying to quit smoking, I join a group of people who are trying to quit, I'll feel like I belong to something special. And by doing it, actually achieving it, I'll feel competent. I'll feel like I'm achieving something, okay? Boom. That's done. Next section. Rewriting habits, okay? Says, use what you learned about habits in the process for rewriting habits to identify methods for helping yourself change a habit. Use a finding from your initial activity log to identify habits and potential challenges that may arise. Okay, I was trying to quit, I monitored my behavior on smoking, and I realized I smoke when I'm stressed, right? I smoke when I'm stressed. So, how would you start this? Habits. How would you start it? Say it again.
You write down what cues you use.
Topic settings.
Revise my habits.
Say it again.
Revise my habits. Or improve my habits.
Okay, I'm going to improve my habits. Okay, first, even back it up. What is a habit? Okay, there we go. A habit is a repeated action that is brought on by a. The habit loop. What's the first thing? Cue. Leading to a. Say what? Routine. Yeah, routine.
And then reward.
And reward. So you write this out in words, right? The habit I have is, because when you define habit, you're telling me you know the definition of habit. If you don't define it, you're telling me you don't know it. This is what we look at when we're marking your papers. Saying, does this person know what they're talking about? Or are they talking gibberish, right? So the habit I want to change is smoking after I am stressed, right? Now what do you think I should do?
Can I say that stress is a habit?
No, the habit is smoking.
No, but can I say that? Like for
Stress.
example,
Oh,
for me,
stress is a
I'm
habit.
stressed with everything. So for me, it's like a habit, a bad habit for me to be stressed with
Right.
everything, about everything.
Okay, so what happens? So stress is actually stress is what is called a
No, it's a response.
it's
a
a
stimulus.
stimulus.
Yes.
Stress is the cue, it's your stimulus. That's very good. How do you respond when you are faced with stress?
You do wrong.
Well, I would know him. How do you? Because we're talking about you. Do you panic? Do you get anxious? Do your heart beat faster? Do you shut down and get depressed? What do you do? That's the behavior.
Anger.
Anger. Right? And then the reward
Really?
is something, right? So now, the habit I want to change is blank. The process for rewriting habits is, anybody remember?
Yes, we have to break the cycle.
Identify the routine, identify the cue, identify the reward, change the behavior, right? So you have to explain that, because if you don't, I don't think you know it, right? Then you say, okay, my cue is stress. Stress from school, stress from work, stress from home, stress from being in a new environment. My response is anger. I get angry, I punch the wall, I go to the gym, whatever I do, I get angry. My reward when I punch the wall is I feel like I'm releasing some anger. So in order to change this, I need to recognize the cue and change the behavior so I get the same reward. So what could you do?
I have some scars.
You have some scars. What could he do instead of punching walls when he gets angry from stress?
Meditate.
Meditate, okay? Run. So you can do physical activity.
Yeah, sometimes I do
right?
this. Or I like to play violent games. It's true. It helps a lot. Kill a lot of monsters and all these things.
Yeah.
Basically, you are not getting.
Boom. So then you tell me what's the new pattern. The new pattern is stress. You still get the stress. The response is meditation, running, or playing video games, and the reward is you feel better. So now, relate it back to your assignment. So instead of your assignment could be anger management or whatever it is. Instead of hurting myself when I get stressed, whenever I see that cue, I'm going to add a different response to it. Okay? Done.
I wrote the first part. Sometimes the stress is good, like help me to solve some things.
Stress is stress. Your response is what's key.
Yeah, the response I mean.
Stress is stress. Everybody, are you afraid of spiders?
Yeah.
Are you afraid of spiders?
Oh yeah.
Are you afraid of spiders?
Afraid of spiders.
Yeah.
I know anything more than 2 legs.
Yeah? Are you afraid of spiders? Are you afraid of spiders?
No.
No. If a stressor, a big spider is sitting on this chair, you guys may scream and run out.
Yeah.
Him and I may stand here and look at it and wonder, how in the world did it get here? Does it have any family around here? And how do we get it out of here, right? The same stress, we all have different responses, right? Stress is stress. Response is up to you, okay?
Did you mark our first part?
Yes.
But it's not showing.
Oh, I didn't post the marks yet.
Yeah,
I'll
so
post
we
them.
want to see the chat copy so that we can.
For feedback? Okay.
Yeah, because so for me.
But if you take this, if you take what I'm doing now, you don't even need to know what you got there.
Oh yeah, no.
You don't. But this is key, and this is why I'm doing this, because I looked at a lot of people. That's why we made it over out of 5. Because I don't want to say, here, I'm going to make you do this assignment, but I don't know what level of writing you're at. And I'm not teaching you how to be a good writer, right? So I just made it out of 5. A lot of people lost marks. I'll show you how a lot of people lost marks. I asked you to introduce.
It has low battery.
Okay.
What?
Here.
Okay.
Oh,
This is where a lot of people lost marks. I asked you to okay, I'll just look at the rubric. I asked you to actually introduce yourself. I said there are specific personal factors. There's specific environmental factors. I asked you to tell me what the behavior is, and why you want to change it. Then I asked you to use 2 theories, the help belief model and the expectation value theory. So I think I gave 0.5 here, 0.5 here, 1 mark here, 1 mark here, 1 mark here, 1 mark there. 5 marks.
5%.
That's it, 5 marks. That's what it says right there. If you didn't read it and you didn't look at it, that means if I could tell, like I just look at your paper, I could give you guys a paper tomorrow. I said, I want you to tell me what that person's personal factors were. Oh, they didn't mention it, 0. What were their environmental factors? Oh, they said they live in an environment where a house full of smokers, or they do this, or people smoke at work all around them. Cool, 1 mark. What is the behavior they're going to change? They want to quit smoking. Good, half a mark. Why? Oh, they didn't say why. 0, right? What's the help belief model? They didn't say what the help belief model is. They said that they believe that they can do it, and they think that it's important, so they said yes. So they got 1 mark. So then I'd say 1 mark, 0.5 marks, 1 mark. 2.5 out of 5. Okay? Sometimes you guys just don't pay attention. Because it's right there in the outline of the assignment, and it's in the rubric, so you could have marked each other. I could have just printed them off and said you guys mark each other's, and then mark the mark. Right? I make things very, very easy and very clear for you guys. Right? But you have to pay attention. Right? This is just a life lesson. You have to pay attention. Right? In life, period. If you're driving and the light turns red and you keep on going, you get smoked by a car because you're not paying attention. Right? If you forget, hey, government, I forgot to do my taxes. They don't care. They're gonna penalize you. They're gonna charge you more money. Right? You've got to pay. Well, I didn't know that the date was April 30th. Well, it says on every website. And it says everywhere else. So you're just not reading. Right? But you didn't tell me to go to the website to check. Like, I'm not your babysitter. You gotta go do it yourself, right? Then you talk about, in the paper, you talk about support system, reinforcement system, intervention, and SMART goals, right? So, literally, how long have you been talking about this? About 45 minutes, right? 45 minutes. So we could have written the whole paper, kind of the bare minimum, right? Because you guys know these things in terms of, it's in your notes, so you can go back to your notes. You can do Google searches. You can just do Google search. I don't remember what help belief model is. Okay, go to your notes. I don't understand the notes. Search Google. I don't remember what expectancy value model theory is. You look at your notes. I don't remember. You can look at Google, right? All of the things are right there, okay? Then at the end of the day, okay, I think I have a good paper. Hey, you want to check my paper for me? Take 10 minutes. Here's a rubric, okay? Mark, X, that's not there, that's there, that's there. Yep, you're going to get an 80. Why am I going to get an 80? Because you didn't put this and this, and it says there to put this and this. Okay, now I'll go back and I put this in there. Now I'll get a 90 or 100, right? And you do the same for the other person. It takes 10, 15 minutes.